The title of this video will be something like, I was wrong, or I misjudged this game, or I'm a piece of shit. What game? We're talking about Pokemon, let's go. We're talking about Pokemon, let's go. What was I wrong about? What did I misjudge? As someone who has played this game since the beginning of time, been a fan of Pokemon since I was a fetus, grew up with Pokemon, which is not unique because 90% of you watching this video also grew up with Pokemon, but I said it just to sound cool. I thought that Pokemon Let's Go was going to remove some of the main mechanics, some of the main features that makes Pokemon Pokemon. I would consider myself a veteran, someone who's played for a very long time, but I did not play anything after Omega Ruby and Sapphire. I just didn't have a 3DS at the time. I didn't really think it was worth it at that point because I was making content as a job and I was like, you know, do I really have the time for this? But I did hear that Black and White was the best game of this series. I heard it was like the most complex or had the best story. Some of you may disagree. This is just what I heard. So I'm kind of sad that I missed out on that, but I don't want to go back and get a 3DS because I have a Switch and it's like, I'll just wait for the next one. Anyway, I've still played a ton of Pokemon games, still put hundreds and hundreds of hours into these games, and I thought that this one right here was going to ruin what I love about Pokemon. Now they did come out and say that this was not the next main series game. I mean, obviously it's pretty much a remake of Red, Blue, and Yellow, just like they did Fire Red and Leaf Green, but there's a twist here. And I knew that it would have some type of connection with Pokemon Go, which was the phone game that was extremely popular when it came out and then kind of just went downhill. Now it's probably going back up because of this game, but you know, still. Pokemon Go, some things happened, you know. I was one of those that played it during the hype and enjoyed it, and then it just kind of fell off. Without looking at many trailers for Let's Go, because just hearing it word of mouth, I was like, oh, okay, it's going to be a baby game. You can joke and say that Pokemon has always been a baby game, but if you really get into Pokemon, you know it gets pretty complex when it comes to Pokemon stats, traits, IVs, and forming an actual competitive team. It's nothing a baby can do. It's nothing a 5-year-old can do. I think Pokemon's for everybody. I see this meme that's like,
to this day, to this day, to this day.
So I kind of put a tweet out there saying, hey, should I get Let's Go or is it a baby's game? And then everyone was responding like, Pokemon's always been a baby's game. Okay, in a way. And I'm here to tell you, from someone who is afraid that it would be a baby's game this time around, it's not. I thought they were going to remove a lot of core features that just ruin the game, but in fact some of the features they put in the game or changed make it so much better. In my opinion, of course. I'm actually kind of sad that my mindset was like, please don't do this to the next gen game. Don't make it linked with Pokemon Go. Don't make it so noob friendly. But now I'm like, fuck, I want these features in the next gen game. What features did they add that I really like? Catching Pokemon. Although just thinking about the way they explained it, which is like now when you get into a battle with a random Pokemon in the wild, there's no fight. It's nothing but catching the Pokemon. This actually makes things so much better. Because now, not only do you actually see the Pokemon you're about to get into a fight with, but now you don't have to deal with these random encounters of shitty Pokemon you don't want to fight or catch. You can also maneuver around them if you don't want to deal with random encounters. Now this doesn't make the game extremely easy to the point where you can just maneuver through every single encounter, because sometimes they do flood you with so many Pokemon in tight spaces, it's kind of impossible not to run into one. But I also like this because catching a Pokemon gives your party experience. You know, if anything, this is more like the show. This is more like it should be, being able to see the Pokemon in the wild. And it just looks so good and so cool, and the way that they've made the game look now, it's awesome. There's slight character customization, which was in the last Pokemon that I played. I believe that was Omega Ruby or Sapphire, X or Y. I've beat all the gym leaders, not the Elite Four yet, and I don't feel like the costumes and customization tops what I've played before, but it's still nice that you have that customization. You can also now keep a Pokemon out the ball, like in Pokemon Yellow, and walk around with it, even fly some of your flying Pokemon. There's a lot of cool features with this one. Pokemon battles are still a thing, and this is what I was afraid of. I thought they were going to change that or remove it, but Pokemon battles are still just as intense as they were before. If you've played Red, Blue, and Yellow back in the day, this is such a throwback. It's such a nostalgic trip. Linking it with Pokemon Go is also a cool feature because now you can transfer Pokemon from this specific region into the game. So this kind of gives you a reason to play the phone game while you're out and about. And you know, maybe you don't want to bring your heavy ass Switch out with you. And this also gives you the opportunity to catch other Pokemon to fill your Pokedex. I also think that the way they've put shinies into this game is the coolest way they've they've ever implemented the shiny system. Now, back in the day, to get shinies, I used to hatch eggs. I'd hatch hundreds and hundreds riding a bicycle around the square, hoping that I get a shiny. Some people did other methods. They've even added other systems and tools to help you catch shinies. So now you can actually see the Pokemon you're going to get into a wild encounter with, and you can continuously catch that Pokemon to boost your combo, which then increases your chances of seeing a shiny. The amount of entertainment that has come from this feature is ridiculous.
Oh, there it is! There it is! There it is! Yes! There it is! Oh my god, Mom, get the camera! It's happening! Oh, shoot! Oh, shoot! Alright, calm down! Calm down! Here we go! We gotta catch it! We gotta catch it! Oh, it's so beautiful! It's so beautiful! What? This isn't it. This is a rat. Leave. Oh, shoot.
Just the amount of saltiness that has been pouring into the internet for my entertainment. Even though I feel bad for some of them, except the ones who like get way too excited to the point where they're screaming and wasting a huge amount of fucking time, and the Pokemon runs away because they sat there screaming. Just really dumb to me. Kind of triggers me. And I don't feel like they've removed any core mechanics that make it feel any less of a Pokemon game. In my opinion, this is how Pokemon should have always felt. There's been a bunch of quality of life changes, and it just makes it feel less like a job. The experience share for the whole party. It doesn't make the game a walk in the park. There are still times where you'll find that certain battles are difficult. You will get your ass whooped. Having experience share for the whole party just makes sure that everyone is pretty much around the same level and things don't get out of hand. You don't have to do these battles and switch to a different Pokemon to then get experience for that, or experience share one at a time, which is quite annoying. It didn't feel annoying at the time because that's all we had, but compared to this new feature, this new system, it's like, damn, why didn't we always have this? So Pokemon Let's Go. If you have a Nintendo Switch and you have never played Pokemon, but you're kind of interested, or you're open to playing it, you're open to the thought, the idea, go get it. If you are a veteran and you've been afraid to buy this one, as someone who was afraid for probably the same reasons as you, I can say that this was a great purchase, and I'm glad I got the game. Now I'm just looking forward to the next one of the series, because having the next Pokemon title on a Nintendo Switch is going to feel amazing versus a 3DS, because the Switch is a great system. That's my little rant on Pokemon Let's Go. I think it's a fun game. I haven't done the Elite Four yet. Probably will, just been really busy playing other games. And is it worth buying a Nintendo Switch just for the game? Some people have actually asked me that. Yes, but there are so many other games you get with having a Switch that the Switch is just worth buying. So, now I will shut up. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you soon, friends.